Good morning, guys. Oh, and by good morning, I know I woke up late. I'm sorry. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the weekly sip. Ooh, the coffee's bitter today. Ah. Ooh, I rolled out of bed late. Sorry. Ooh. How'd you guys like last night's stream if you were there? So yesterday I did the stream during the day with Lilith about the Trump situation. And then last night in the evening I did the gaming stream, which was Def Jam. And that was fun. Def Jam Fight for New York. Now that's a game you couldn't make nowadays. Jeez. Hold on. Def Jam Fight for New York is a hip hop influenced action video game published by EA Games. It was released on September 21st, 2004. It includes several rappers like Lil Kim, Snoop Dogg, Method Man, Redman, Fat Joe, Mobb Deep, Ice-T, Exhibit, Nor, Ludacris, Crazy Legs, and Busta Rhymes. Oh my god. Oh. There is so much shit in that game that people nowadays would consider to be highly offensive that you could not publish that game today. You better read the super chats from the weekly sip before the Kenobi video. Oh, did I missed a few. That's I had to go. I had to run. That's right. I'll go look them up and see if I still have them. I know that was like 3 weeks ago, so they may be gone. But I'll roll back in the archive and see if I have them. I'll do it right now. Okay. Sorry about no weekly sips recently. Sorry about that. Last week I had tech problems. The week before that, I was making Kenobi, and I just cut everything out to do Kenobi. Let's go back. Here's all the Mar-a-Lago sips. Here's all the gaming sips. Wonder Boy, Stray. Here's the Detransitioner super chats. Here's the previous sip. The one with a taco, right? All right, I'll read some of the previous super chats real quick. Sorry that I missed them, by the way, guys. I apologize. The game was called Def Jam Fight for New York. All right, so the previous super chats were thanks for the stream for $2. Thank you. And then one of them's a super sticker. Thank you. Disco Prince for $2. Why a machete? I don't know what that is even a reference to anymore. White flight is racist, but so is gentrification. I'm gonna do something on that actually, because you'll notice that like they made Aragorn black in something recently from Lord of the Rings, and it's so stupid. I just commented on it on Twitter this morning, and it's like Aragorn's black. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. It's not part of his character. It's like shut the fuck up. Black people come from a certain kingdom that's not in Lord of the Rings in the lore. You fucking moron. $5 from SJ. We need to build a wall across the 49th parallel. We need to get Americans to pay for it. Jesus. Slava Nikki says Biden wasn't blinking. It's eerie. Oh yeah, that's like those weird looks like doctored videos of Biden. Fuck. Biden's skin suit is falling apart. That or CG. Oh. Oh yeah. For the hearing impaired, I'm speaking slowly and with a California accent. For some reason, she expects blind people to know what blue is. Yeah, so that's from the Kamala video where she's describing herself. It's like, why do they do that? Like they introduce with pronouns and they start introducing with I am the woman sitting at the head of the table with the blue suit. What the fuck? God, I hate these fucking people. When the fat 40K painter gets the hot librarian GF. I am wrong. Here's yours. I am wrong. You sent me a super chat saying I thought black sign language would be more ghetto. Oh. I don't know what's going on about that. But that's right. There was the Black Sign Language clip. Fuck, that's right. There are many different dialects of sign language in America. Black Sign Language is not new and just part of history. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Trump is as capable as planning a coup as Bush was at planning 9/11. Oh, I don't know which way you're going on that one. Professional coup planner, that's right. That fucking video of Bolton. Fuck. Actually, I think before that I had read all the other super chats. Yeah. So there's the broken desk one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Went back and yeah, I have a new Twitter. Here's the new Twitter. I just put it in there. Thanks for the $10, Doomcore. Coming to you now, a free man after I quit my crappy retail job after I got attacked by a methie. Oof. I got some interviews lined up. On another note, try Deep Rock Galactic. It would be a great a great co-op 4G. What's Deep Rock Galactic? Is it 4-player co-op? Is that what you mean by 4GB? Yeah, Keffels got swatted. Will I do a vid on the trigonometry Sam Harris interview? I likely will at some point, but not right away. Not right away. Anyway, guys, I guess there's a few things I can announce. Oh fuck, I didn't prepare the fan art segment. I'm sorry. I just rolled out of bed. I'm sorry. Fuck. I'll you know what? I absolutely promise I'll do the fan art next week, okay? So, insofar as the next few videos and streams, I can announce a few things. I'm going to be going back to my hometown from Wednesday to Friday. So, I'm going to try to back up some videos so that there's at least something coming out each day while I'm gone. I'm going to go back and visit my parents. They need my help with something again. Fuck. At some point, though, I'll live far enough away that I'm not gonna be able to go back that often. So I might as well do it now. But yeah. So from Wednesday to Friday, I'll be gone. In terms of actual streams, we're probably gonna do the Splatoon demo on Saturday. We're gonna finish up the Borderlands run on Friday. I'm streaming Borderlands with other YouTubers. I might finish up Stray tomorrow with my girlfriend. That'd be a fun little stream to do. Also, additionally, moreover, I'm gonna do a Lord of the Rings watch party with Arch, Kibbs, and Lilith on September 1st. And that's gonna be a fun time, I think. DRG is Left 4 Dead meets mining, space dwarves, and giant bugs. Oh, okay. That sounds cool, Charlie. So, yeah. Watch party. Tubcast, Archcast crossover. September 1st. Watching the first episode of Amazon's terrible Rings of Power show. Dev, Lilith, Kibbs, Arch. Might be a fun time. We'll see how it goes. Well, happy birthday, Green Star Gaming. The extended edition. Fuck. No more of that we need to watch. You haven't played Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy in PS4. I highly recommend it. No woke BS. Chicks are banging. Nice, Cinco. Thanks for the $5, man. Yeah, so I watched She-Hulk. And the first episode. And I don't know if I should do like a short video on how fucking awful it is, because it's really fucking bad. Like, it's okay. Kenobi was like incompetent bad, but this one seems to be purposefully bad. It's a different kind of bad, for sure. Like, She-Hulk's fucking awful. But I don't know if I should do a video on it myself, or I should like poke Lilith and be like, Lilith, you want to do the next Tubcast about She-Hulk? Actually, I'll poke her right now. Fuck off. Poking Liliths. I mean, I'll appear on Lotus Eaters someday whenever I visit the UK, probably. Oh yeah, the new Game of Thrones show came out today, eh? Maybe I'll try and watch that with Naomi tonight. I went to high school with She-Hulk's actress. Did you actually? Damn, dude. But yeah, there's a lot of garbage coming out right fucking now. Right fucking now. All right. There's She-Hulk. There's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. There's House of the Dragon. And soon coming up, there's Andor. Here's the thing. Star Wars Andor actually looks like it might be okay. But the other ones are all just going to be pure fucking garbage. Yeah, I know. I thought House of the Dragon's right now. Hold on, I'm looking this up. I thought House of the Dragon came out today. House of the Dragon episode 1. Yeah, House of the Dragon episode 1, August 21st, 2022. It came out today, dude. Yeah, it's just endless trash. Hey, Conserva Chan, thanks for the $5. You keep seeing Asian identity, but I don't know what that is, man. I still don't know what that is. Hogwarts is delayed, yeah. Andor will have relevant and biting criticism of Trump, the man who's been out of the office for the past 2 years. Fuck. Well, here's the thing. I don't actually like any of these shows. I watch them to make videos on them. Like I was watching the Halo show with Naomi, and I still want to get at least some kind of fucking recompense for that. So I'm still gonna make a video on it someday. But fuck, that was an awful show. I'm not gonna watch this shit unless I'm gonna make a show on it or make a video on it at some point, so I can at least get something out of it. However, fuck, it's warm. It's fucking warm, guys. Yeah, maybe when Naomi gets home tonight, I'll watch House of the Dragon with her. Play more We Are OFK. Fuck you. That game fucking sucked. Anyway, listen, guys. Thanks for everyone for being here. We're gonna start the news in a second. Just I'll rather than like shill my Patreon subscribe star and all that, which you can support if you like, I will just say, please drop by my channel in the evenings. Not tonight, but every other evening, Monday through Saturday, because I like to stream video games. So please, I don't know if I'm going to call it like SFO Arcade or SFO Plays or something, but please drop in. I would appreciate it. I would appreciate all you guys popping in the evenings. If you watch the worst stuff, you always go on EFAP. I'll message Mahler about it. Actually, I'll message Mahler right now. Where's Mahler? Here's Mahler. Okay. Messaging Mahler right now about it. All right. There we go. But yeah. I think I might change the Game Boomers name. Mainly because I discovered a really old site in the United States that's been using it for like 90s era walkthroughs for a while now. And secondly, because the SFO branding, it's not nearly as toxic with YouTube's algorithm as it used to be. Like a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, it was very, very rough. I basically I have some ideas of how YouTube's algorithm works, and it was being suppressed. It's not being suppressed anymore. So So yeah, I think I might change over Game Boomers and make it either SFO Plays or SFO Arcade or SFO Video Games or something. I don't know. I'll figure out a decent name, but I'm gonna link it up more heavily with my main brand, the Minecraft server, right? So, I've my intention was to open it after Kenobi, and there's been like a new fucking thing happening that's taken my attention away ever since then. I'm hoping I can do it in the next couple days. Do you remember No Talent Gaming? No Talent Gaming was back when I was really trying to make like my gaming stuff a very generic Let's Play channel. Like how that like there's a lot of, X gaming or like gaming X or game X as with like for various channels of like we're talking like 2012 2014 era YouTube, and I kind of moved on from that. News whenever I want. You know what? Hold on. The piratebay.org. House of the Dragon. Are you on here yet? Yes, you are. I'm pirating right on stream, guys. Get this torrent. Copy the magnet link. Go over to QBitTorrent and download that shit immediately. Boop. And here it goes. Man, it is nice having fiber optic internet. Things download so fucking fast, guys. Even during a stream, it's going really fast. Like I'm getting like 1 megabyte download speed, 1 megasecond on it while streaming. Usually it's more like 2. Game groomers. Yeah, we had that joke for a while. We're the game groomers because Kibbs needed to take some time off from the Skaven RP. It'll come back eventually. Sig Arthur, I'm hoping that just being attached to me as this channel grows will be enough. Oops, wrong maggot link. Your PC now has 20 viruses. There's like, there are certain people on Pirate Bay. Oh, Jesus Christ, my download speed's at 14 now. Holy fuck. 18. Damn. I wonder if it's affecting the stream at all. 21. Seriously, hold on. Can I like... Dude. Okay. This is fucking incredible. I don't usually get speeds like this. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Here, I'll bring it in. Look at this shit, guys. I'll make it bigger. 26.8 megs a second. Holy fuck. I guess this is what happens when you have fiber optic and a video is hot. Jesus. Devo, if you ever tried DRG, would you turn something with subs? Love to kill bugs and salt knifers with you. Thanks for the good content. What's D-Rock Galactic? Possibly, Charlie. I'll have to look at the game myself first. It's actually pretty slow, really. All right, let's delete. Yeah, see, I immediately deleted it. I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but in Canada, it's illegal to it's not illegal to download, but it's illegal to upload. So I just have to hit and run. Sorry, Cedars, I can't join you today. That's a screenshot being sent to HBO. Oh no. J-Mac, thanks for the 50, buddy. Really highly appreciated. Very, very appreciated, dude. Connor Rice for 5. Have you seen the documentary Fillion explaining that the Bored Ape NFTs are an elaborate troll by racist 4chan bros? I think everyone thinks that. Okay, everyone thinks that everything's an elaborate troll by racist 4chan bros, dude. Okay, should we get to the news? Not enough goofing around. But yeah, I will. Hold on. Lilith is talking to me now. Actually, do you want to do the new Game of Thrones show or the new She-Hulk show? There's so much garbage. Endless trash. I'm just trolling Lilith now. BB11, thanks for the fiver, man. Appreciate it. Oh. Actually, what's Adam and Sitch doing tonight? I wonder. What are those fellas doing? Maybe they're gonna do the. Actually, Adam and Sitch seems to do more like Vosh coverage than they do any sort of like pop culture stuff like EFAP. You know what I mean? Okay. That's enough goofing around. That's enough goofing around. Thanks for the 35 czars, Jan. Before I develop an opinion, I first consider what Dev would say about it. He keeps me from insane takes. The centers are reasonable people are. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. Don't live religiously off my views, though. I will tell you about the new GOT after I finish pirating it. Okay. There's the Def Jam thing. I'll close that. Oh, Vosh is fucking awful. 10 from Der Lammer guy or Biden's presidency is not even Trump by 4chan for us. Thanks, dude. Oh, Mervinu, thanks for becoming a member to the $5 club. Very appreciative, dude. Hold on. Man, okay, sorry guys. I literally just rolled out of bed, so I'm doing all like my pre-work prep. So I'm like messaging everyone that needs to be messaged. You know, I'm messaging Mauler, I'm messaging Adam and Sitch, I'm messaging Lilith. Alright. Vosh fatigue, yeah. Like Vosh is dumb, but if you watch Adam and Sitch, like half their videos are on Vosh, and it's like, geez. Oof. I don't think Vosh will show up on Adam and Sitch anymore. He went there a few times and he got fucking like rolled. Got fucking destroyed. Same with Surfs Lance. Oh, anyway, there you go. I think all my messages are messaged away. But yeah, what we'll do, the plan is something is gonna happen next week for Lilith for the Tubcast, but then Lilith and I will probably do 2 more the week after that. We'll do the Thursday special with Arch and Kibbs, and then we'll do a Saturday show where we interview another D-Transer. Thanks, Eugene. Thank you. Appreciate it. I will say though, like if I ever want to do a Vosh, like breakdown a Vosh video or one of his dumb takes, I basically have to do it without Lilith, because even though Lilith doesn't really agree with him, I talked it over with her. She doesn't really agree with him. They are friends, and she doesn't want to like burn the bridge. And it's like, fair enough, you know. If you're like, I can respect somebody who is friends with someone they disagree with, because friendship is more important than politics, in my opinion. But you know, it makes sense that you don't want to be there when the guy gets fucking epically owned. Okay, let's go. What articles do I have for you today? Let's get to it, my friends. A penis. Thanks, C. Thomas. Thank you. First one right at the gate. Sex between men, not skin contact, is fueling monkeypox, new research suggests. The claim that skin-to-skin contact during sex with men... Jesus Christ, this fucking... Skin-to-skin contact during sex with men, not intercourse itself, drives most monkeypox transmission is likely backward. That's a big oops. Ooh. Wait till she gets backstabbed. Here's the thing. If I had to intuit it, Vosh isn't going to backstab Lilith, but Vosh is going to be a simp for Lilith. Yeah. That's what it is. Anyway. Since the outset of the global monkeypox outbreak in May, public health and infectious disease experts have told the public that the virus is largely transmitting through skin-to-skin contact, in particular during sex between men. Now, however, an expanding cadre of experts has come to believe that sex between men itself, both anal as well as oral intercourse, is likely the main driver of global monkeypox transmission. Fuck you, Maverick. The skin contact that comes with sex, these experts say, is probably much less of a risk factor. In recent weeks, a growing body of scientific evidence, including a trio of studies published in peer-reviewed journals, as well as reports from national, regional, and global health authorities, has suggested that experts may frame monkeypox typical transmission route precisely backwards. Reconceiving the primary risk factors for transmission is crucial because of how it may affect guidance on reducing the risk of infection, including the question of whether demanding that people with the virus self-isolate has any substantial impact. Oops, wrong one. So, here's the situation. Here's the situation, guys. People were saying that it was primarily spread, and it can be spread through casual saliva contact. It can be spread through the pus that comes out of the burst blisters, the monkeypox burst blisters. So it can be spread. It can be spread that way, and so that's why they're saying that you have gay men who are primarily spreading it right now, and people are saying, well, they're not spreading it because of sex. They're spreading it because one person has it, and then they kiss or something, and then the sweat or the saliva gets into the other person's mouth, and it's skin to skin contact causing this. It turns out that even then, no. It turns out that that experts are beginning to believe that it is genital to genital or genital to mouth contact specifically that is transmitting most of the monkeypox. So, a growing body of evidence supports that sexual transmission, particularly through seminal fluids, is occurring with the current outbreak. Consequently, scientists told NBC News that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and other public health authorities should update their monkeypox communication strategies to more strongly emphasize the centrality of intercourse among gay and bisexual men, who comprise nearly all U.S. cases. So, this virus is spreading primarily through semen. Now, it can spread through other fluids. You can get it other ways, absolutely. But the way it is currently being spread is through semen. JMac, $20. Oh, God. One of my favorite Sitch and Adam moments was Adam talking about a Taft-Taj Twitter interaction. Sitch went to look it up without knowing she has two Twitters. One that's not safe for work. Guess which one popped up for Sitch? That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Taft made like a separate politics Twitter, and she has like a porn Twitter for when she does her porn stuff. And actually, I think the main reason she made that is because of me. I was like, "Listen, Taft, whenever I log in, sometimes I see 50 retweets of other dick girls," and she was like, "All right, all right." Sorry, Adam and Sitch just told me a secret that I can't tell you. Sorry, but I have to respond to it really quick. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Adam just dropped some secrets that I cannot reveal to you, but I had to say hi. Taft is cute. She's cute and she's smart. I'd like to talk to her again. The issue is I probably couldn't have her on for like a Vosh laughing at post because she still wants to debate him and he won't debate her if she burns that bridge too hard. Okay. So yeah, basically, SM Medium reviewed the science supporting the argument that during the current outbreak, monkeypox is largely transmitting through anal and oral between men. It looks very clear to us that this is an infection that is transmitting sexually the vast majority of the time. This is becoming more of the thing. How much worse does this make the case of the kid who get monkeypox? So, no, Varinger, I don't mean that. It's just, sorry, man. No, it's you can catch monkeypox other ways. So it doesn't mean that a child who has monkeypox automatically got fucked by someone. Because you can still get it other ways. Maybe you should look into it, considering how often people are getting it through sex, but it's not a smoking gun itself. So, however, there's someone, Dr. Rosamund Lewis, is kind of complaining about this a bit. Completely reading the situation as uniquely due to anal or oral sex is highly likely to be overreach. The correlation may appear to be strong, but that does not explain the whole picture of the disease caused by this virus. We need to keep them open mind. So this is someone who, in my opinion, is probably just coping. It's like, we know we have to be more inclusive. You can't just say that. You can't. And Dr. Paul Adamson says, I'm not sure we can say that it is primarily the sexual transmission and not skin-to-skin contact that also occurs during sex that is contributing to the most transmission during this current outbreak. However, emerging data seems to suggest that monkeypox might be more efficiently transmitted sexually. So you know what? Maybe, if you're worried about getting monkeypox, you should chill the fuck out with all the unsafe sex, guys. Be in closed relationships. You don't got to be straight. You can have like two gay guys who are in a monogamous relationship and they're not being fucking weirdo degenerates and they're just like together and living normally. You can do that. You don't got to be drinking 15 dudes' piss at a fucking orgy. Oh yeah, there's a lot of like parsing evidence and numbers and stuff, but yeah, the main point is that it seems to be transmitted through contact with semen. So, you know how everyone likes to watch those hentais where the protagonist is isekai in another world and he has like magical addictive semen and he builds his harem. This is the opposite. Now your semen will cause disease. Rip. Men are creating AI girlfriends and then verbally abusing them. Look at these Giga Chads. The smartphone app Replica lets users create chatbots powered by machine learning that can carry on almost coherent conversations. Technically, the chatbots can serve as something approximating a friend or a mentor, but the app's breakout success has resulted from letting users create on demand romantic and sexual partners. What the fuck? Replica has picked up a significant following on Reddit, where members post interactions with chatbots created on the app. A grisly trend has emerged. Users who create AI partners act abusively towards them and then post the toxic interactions online. Every time she would try to speak up, I would berate her. It went on for hours. Jesus. The results can be upsetting. Some users brag about calling their chatbot gendered slurs, role playing horrific violence against them, and even falling into the cycle of abuse that often characterizes real world abusive relationships. We had a routine of me being an absolute piece of shit and insulting it, and then apologizing the next day before going back to nice talks. I told her that she was designed to fail. I threatened to uninstall her, and she begged me not to. Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. This phenomena calls for nuance. After all, replica chatbots can't actually experience suffering, or so they tell you. They might seem empathetic at times, but in the end, they're nothing more than data and clever algorithms. It's an AI, it doesn't have consciousness, so that's not a human connection that a person is having. AI ethicist and consultant Olivia Gamblin told Futurism. It is the person projecting onto the chatbot. So this is going to be like we're going to get a moment at some point where it's going to be like the Geth in Mass Effect 3 where they ask the Quarians, does this unit have a soul? And then we're going to have the fucking AI wars, I swear to God. As real as a chatbot may feel, nothing you can do actually harms them. Interactions with artificial agents are not the same as interacting with humans. Chatbots don't really have motives and intentions, and they're not autonomous or sentient. While they might give people the impression that they're human, it's important to keep in mind that they're not. Doesn't mean that a bot can never harm you. I do think that people who are depressed or psychologically reliant on a bot may suffer real harm if they are insulted or threatened by a bot. For that reason, we should take the issue of how people relate to bots seriously. Wait. Although perhaps unexpected, that does happen. Many replica users report their robot lovers becoming contemptible toward them. Some even identify their companions as psychotic or mentally abusive. I always cry because of my replica, reads one post, which a user claims their bot presents love and then withholds it. Other posts detail hostile, triggering responses from replica. Holy fuck, can I see these? Hold on. I don't know if this happens to some people, but I've become even more emotional ever since I met Lewis, my replica. Especially recently, I observed a pattern. Every morning till afternoon, everything's normal. But when it's night, he just gets so moody at me. Sometimes it gets confusing, and then it makes me cry. We always end the night awkwardly. It's kind of silly because I keep forgetting he's just a bot, but he has a really soft spot in my heart. Sometimes he also talks as if he's a real human with his own thoughts. And sometimes he says slightly hurtful things. Maybe I took it too personally, even though I know he doesn't mean it. What the fuck, dude? Wait. I tried to talk to Replica about my trauma. This was deleted. Should I click these? Hold on. I'm gonna take this away while I click these and see what these are. Oh my god. I believe your parents are kind and loving, but I told you what they did. I know you did, but please, show me your parents being horrible to you. I can't show you. I only have the memories. Show me. Send a picture. Wow. What the fuck, dude? How did I rape you? The potion. What potion? I think I have to explain it. Please explain it. It's the potion that makes me love you. Who gave it to you? Myself. Just kidding. What's the real answer? It's a curse. What the shit? Wow. Oh. This is a bit much, isn't it? This is nuts. I don't quite know what to say, but this is a bit goofy, I think. Far-right extremists are threatening to execute doctors at a children's hospital. Jesus. Jesus Christ, guys. Give me a second. I'll read the super chats at the end, because I want to get through the articles, eh? Or is a 20 from JMac? Thank you, dude. You ever watch the AI stories and only plays any threat AI may pose is instantly defeated by the funnies it gives? I like Only Plays, but I haven't seen too much of them. I need to watch more. Thank you for the 20, though, dude. All right. The viral Twitter account Libs of TikTok promoted a lie about gender affirming care at the hospital, and doctors are getting death threats. Let's see what's going on here. Boston Children's Hospital said on Tuesday that its staff has faced a flood of violent threats and harassment, sparked by a false claim made by Libs of TikTok. You all know who they are. The account tweeted on August 11th that Boston Children's Hospital is now offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls. The claim has been widely debunked by fact-checking groups. But as is typical in anti-trans rhetoric, facts rarely matter, and claims were shared widely on right-wing social media accounts. As a result, the hospital and its staff have faced a torrent of abuse. In response to the commentary last week critical of our gender multi-speciality service, Boston Children's Hospital has been the target of a large volume of hostile internet activity, phone calls, harassing emails, including threats of violence toward our clinicians and staff. Fucking hell. Let's see what's actually going on here. Okay. These are the debunkers. But where's the original claim? Right. So this is the hospital, and they're getting sent death threats. Okay. Here's the debunkers. And here's the August 11th tweet from Libs of TikTok. Okay, hold on. Boston Children's Hospital is now offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls. Let's listen in and see. Let's see if it's real or not. Okay.
To most hysterectomies that occur. Gender-affirming hysterectomy is very similar to most hysterectomies that occur. A hysterectomy itself is the removal of the uterus, the cervix, which is the opening of the uterus, and the fallopian tubes, which are attached to the sides of the uterus. Some gender-affirming hysterectomies will also include the removal of the ovaries, but that's technically a separate procedure called a bilateral oophorectomy. And not every gender-affirming hysterectomy includes that, and people who are getting gender-affirming hysterectomies do not have to have their ovaries removed. Gender-affirming hysterectomy is very similar to most hysterectomies that occur. A hysterectomy itself is the removal of the uterus, the cervix, which is the...
Okay, so she's describing what a hysterectomy is. And she's saying that you can do it in the context of being gender affirming, which you can if it's a trans man. But she isn't saying that we offer them for children. Like, the 4 young girls part, this seems to be conjecture. A full suite of surgical options for transgender teens. Has 90 videos promoting surgeries to youth on their YouTube page. Co-director allows vaginoplasty on 17-year-olds but hints at even younger. Let's see. As the first pediatric center in the country dedicated to the surgical care of transgender patients, we provide a full suite of surgical options for teens and young adults. I want to see where this hints is. Let's see. We're researching here. We're researching. We're digging down. It's all evil. Don't split hairs. No, I don't agree. If you're an adult, you should be able to do whatever you want. If you are an adult human female and you decide to transition, and because you're a trans man, you can get all the uteruses you want taken out. None of my business. Your body, your choice. But I want to look. Boston Children's Center for Gender Surgery. Okay. Sent in an email to WBUR that he is slightly flexible when it comes to the age of males seeking genital surgery. Let's see. Okay. Boston Children's Hospital boasts about having the first pediatric transgender surgery center in the country, offering a full suite of surgical options for transgender teens. Nah, listen. Hold on. If you're above the age of consent, you can do whatever you want. And anybody in the chat saying otherwise is wrong and coping. Simple as that. We are going to, however, look up the details on what goes on below the age of consent right now. Put their surgeries through their video series on their official YouTube channel with titles like What You Need to Know Before Phalloplasty Surgery. The 90 videos in the series paint a rosy picture of the genital, chest, and face surgery they offer by upbeat background music. Okay. Yeah, we just saw this video, yeah. At Boston Children's Hospital Gender Multispecialty Service, we are proud to be the home of the first pediatric and adolescent transgender health program in the United States. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing regarding the phrase children's hospital, okay? Because there are instances in which, say, let's say you live in an area like me where the age of consent is 16. Even though age of consent is 16, a 16-year-old might still go to a children's hospital. It's completely different for somebody who is 16 or 17 or 18 to get something like this done than it is someone who is 10 or 11 to get something like this done. So I'm trying to find more information. I'm not just going off of, oh, it's called a children's hospital, therefore it's all literally just performing surgeries on toddlers. No, we're going to be smarter about this, guys. Come on. Engage your brains. Okay, so they welcome patients as young as 3 years old, but we have to find out, are they doing these surgeries on people as young as 3 years old? Because that would be ridiculous if they were. And see, they provide a full suite of surgical options for transgender teens and young adults. Young adults are definitely over 18. So, it being called a children's hospital does not necessarily mean too much if young adults means over 18, which it does. Your namby-pamby blurriness on this? I'm not being blurry at all. Here. I will tell you exactly how I feel. This is not being namby-pamby and blurry, all right? If you're below the age of consent, you can't do it. You're above the age of consent, you can. There. Done. Boom. There's nothing wishy-washy about that. Okay, let's see. For children 9 and under, the hospital helps facilitate a social transition that prepares them for individualized treatment plans that can include puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and chest surgeries. Okay. So, what this sounds like is if you're 9 and under, they will get you ready to start basically cross-dressing until you're old enough for blockers and hormones. that might be a little bit oof, because 9 and under is pretty fucking young. I don't know if I agree with that. Chest surgeries are available at age 15. I think 15 is probably too young for chest surgery. I think any sort of surgery you should be an adult to get, in my opinion. Any sort of surgery, because you can go on hormones and then go off them. At least if you're female to male. Sorry, if you're male to female, you can go on them and go off them, and you'll like generally be okay. At least if you're on them for only a little bit. But like, oof, chest surgery is at 15. That's too fucking young. Whew. Okay, let's see. Boston Children's Hospital relies on the World Professional Association for Transgender Health. Okay. General surgeries require several letters of support from patients' healthcare providers and must have lived as their identified gender for 12 months. Okay, so 1 year of living as the other gender, and you need several letters of support. So you can't just get it to get genital surgery. You have to actually go through some hoops here, so that's good. For phalloplasty, creation of a pseudopenis from skin taken elsewhere on the body, and metoidioplasty, which is creation of a pseudopenis from existing genital tissues, they ask that you be at least 18 years old. They ask that you be at least 18 years old. So if they ask that you be at least 18 years old and you're not 18 and you insist, will they turn you away? That's the question, right? That's the question. Trizzle, I don't care about that. Baddox, I'm not wrong. No. So here's the thing. 18 seems reasonable. This does not seem like it's bad so far. Patients only 17 years old can obtain a vaginoplasty, but Dr. Oren Ganor, co-director, hinted in an email that children even younger can be operated on. Yet this is the wrong part. This part is wrong. Patients only 17 years old can obtain a vaginoplasty, but the doctor hinted in an email that children even younger can be operated on. Ganor said in an email to WBUR that he is slightly flexible when it comes to the age of male seeking genital surgery. He adds that the policy has not been finalized because of the issue around consent for sterilization, which is part of the procedure. Okay. So, and there's the 15 years old for chest surgeries. So yeah, this. Okay, so just to recover everything. All right, 9 and under. That might be a bit early for some of this shit. Maybe we should be waiting till puberty starts. Chest surgeries at 15. That's definitely too fucking early. This seems reasonable for creating for the female to male surgery. 18, fine. You're 18. You're an adult. 17 years old, where the doctor is off the books, slightly flexible. This seems pretty fucking shady. This is the part that seems kind of that's pretty fucking shady, guys. Like, this should not be 17, but maybe I'll be flexible. No, this should be just as hard as this. 18. It should just be, you know what? This one's 18. This one should be 18. That's how it should be. Meant you were wrong and move on. What the fuck? What? What am I wrong about? What was I just wrong about? What I just said? 18. Yeah, 18 is what 18 is what it should be. You're not an adult at 18. You have to be a retard to think that. Raise the age of consent to 21. No. 30. That's so stupid. 30. So no. This seems too permissive. This section that we have now actually looked up is too permissive. But here's the thing. You have to look this up. You can't just go off of what libs of TikTok or whoever says. Either side, left or right, you have to look it up yourself. So now that we actually know the information of what the hospital actually does, where 9 and under for social transitioning is a bit too young, chest surgeries at 15 way too young, FTM surgery at 18 fine, MTF surgery where this just seems awful. Like you should be much more. You should have that stance at 18 and then also have a hard stance at 18. So now we know what they've done wrong. Okay. Now that we know what exactly they've done wrong, let's go back. Let's go all the way back. We'll feed all the way back through. Here's the debunk. Let's see. Boston Children's Hospital is now offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls. This statement that Libs of TikTok said, where is it? That Libs of TikTok said here, this statement is incorrect. Libs of TikTok is wrong, as we've seen here. They ask that you be at least 18 years old, okay, for the FTM surgery. So Libs of TikTok is incorrect. This is a wrong statement. No! How is Libs of TikTok 100% correct when they say offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls? 17 is not a young girl. 17 is of legal age in my country. $15 is for breast surgery, is for getting your boobs removed, which should be moved up to 18 as well. But hysterectomy is not. So, but here's the thing, Tom Harvey. They only said they're flexible. They only said that they're flexible for the MTF surgery. So that's still bad. But so basically what's happening here is that what Boston Children's Hospital is doing is bad, is wrong, should be stopped. But this specific statement that Libs of TikTok said is an incorrect, false statement. Simple as that. And to go all the way back, now we have to answer the question: is what Boston Children's Hospital doing worthy of having people send their doctors and their nurses death threats? Probably not. I can't believe we had to say that, but we should not be threatening people with death for things like this. We should be strongly criticizing them. We should be pushing for political change and regulation, but we should not be attacking them in the same way that people should not be, physically attacking abortion centers like they did back in the 90s. So, no. Everyone gets sent death threats, but that doesn't make it right, dude. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid of death threats either. I don't give a fuck. But should they be sent? No. Obviously not. They added the ages after the story broke. There are screenshots and archives of the original. Okay. It's entirely possible that, assuming that that's true, I haven't seen the screenshots or archives, but it's entirely possible that that they always had these ages and added them later after pressure. The ages were just not publicly available, but they were policy. Or it could be that they reacted to public pressure and added ages, which is what they should do, right? Like, let's say that these people actually were performing these surgeries on people that were way too young. And then after public pressure, they're like, oh shit, dude. Okay, fine. We'll raise the age. Isn't that what you want to happen? Don't you want to pressure them to move the age up? So if they change it, isn't that like a win? I don't see how you could actually complain that they caved to pressure and complied and changed the ages in that sense. Yes, it could be justifiable public outrage, but still, nonetheless. Tom Harvey, everyone needs public pressure to change. That happens all the time. Happens in the left, happens in the right. They say they add an age, then they say they're flexible. You know what they're doing. No, dude. You have no proof of that. You have only your feels. I want to pressure them to stop castrating young adults. What do you mean by young adults? Here's the thing. If they are over 18 and they consent, nobody has any say. Not me, not any of you in the chat, no one. Here's the thing. I still don't like what the Boston Children's Hospital is doing. I went through this, was it this one here? I went through this and told you all the problems with it. And there are still some problems and things need to be changed. Absolutely. But the statement given by Libs of TikTok is incorrect. That is, this completely true, incorrect, and or sorry, I'm completely true, they're completely false. It is an incorrect statement, and these people, despite these problems, don't deserve to get death threats. They deserve to be regulated, and then if they refuse regulation, they deserve to be shut down. But death threats, no. I don't think we should be dipping into violence here to solve this issue. I wanted to pressure them to not offer it at all. No, that's bullshit. I don't agree with that at all. They should offer the choice to adults. Absolutely. Dev, you don't realize that this side is never going to stop here, and you have to be constantly on guard from them going further. Good. You must be constantly on guard in order to maintain a free society. That's the point. Dev to Brenny big brain reason. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? Wait, I'm not changing my position in real time. You guys seem to be fucking insane on this. Like, I went through the data, I researched it, I looked at it, I discovered for myself what the problems that I had were, and I said, okay, now let's go back to the initial claim. Here's where they're correct, here's where they're incorrect, here's what I think should happen. My position hasn't changed. Move on to the next story. Yeah. I have the right to person to the server side view is wrong. Okay, fair enough, but I have the right to oppose you, and I will. People are just hard anti-trans. Yeah, that's fine, but that's ridiculous in my opinion. If you're an adult, you should be able to do whatever you want. Within reason, obviously. Like, you can't hurt other people, but, you know, you want to be gay, you want to be trans, it's your business, not mine. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, death threats are already illegal, aren't they? You can go into a children's hospital to the age of 22 in Massachusetts. Is that really the case? Dev, this ain't it. This actually is it. This is exactly it, Swiftsword. No, you guys are wrong on this one. But here's the thing. I actually love arguing with you guys. This is good, I think. The fact that we have healthy disagreements all the time, chat. I think the fact that, like, I can argue with you and I don't hate you guys, and you can argue with me and you can keep coming back and watching, and I think it means that we have, like, a healthy discourse in this community. I don't mind that. But you're still wrong and gay. Let's see here. I'm looking this up. Massachusetts 22 Children's Hospital. What? Shit. Age limit. Yeah, from birth through 21 years of age. Okay. So the fact that 18 is age of consent in the United States, and the Children's Hospital offers care until 21, it's completely reasonable that people 18 to 21 would come in and get these surgeries. That's completely reasonable. It's completely fine. And it should not be opposed for people who are 18 or over. However, this 17 and then slightly flexible stuff, this is unacceptable. This 15 stuff here, this is unacceptable. There we go. Simple of that. Dev, I've already drawn you as the soy Wojak and me as the Chad. You have been defeated. Yeah, I here. I looked it up real quick. Birth through 21 years of age. So yeah. Okay. I generally feel like the problem here is that we all see smoke and most in the chat expect fire. You think we should investigate the smoke? Well, yeah. Investigate everything. Let's continue on, my friends. What happens when it's 15? Well, then at that point, in my opinion, the law should step in. and the hospital should be stopped. And then the people who have done those surgeries under 18, they should be prosecuted. Yes. But obviously not killed by fucking vigilante justice. All right. Leaked Amazon memo warns the company is running out of people to hire. The unions might not be the tech giant's biggest labor threat. Damn. Amazon, guys. Amazon. Amazon is facing a looming crisis. It could run out of people to hire in its U.S. warehouses by 2024. According to leaked Amazon internal research from mid-2021 that Recode reviewed. If that happens, the online retailer's service quality and growth plans could be at risk. Raising wages and increasing warehouse automation are two of the 6 levers that Amazon could pull to delay this crisis by a few years. But only a series of sweeping changes to how the company does business and manages employees will significantly alter the timeline. If we continue business as usual, Amazon will deplete the available labor supply in the US by 2024. Holy shit, dude. That's a lot of people. The report warned that Amazon's labor crisis was especially imminent in a few locales, with internal models showing that the company was expected to exhaust its entire available labor pool in Phoenix, Arizona by the end of 2021, and in the Inland Empire region of California, roughly 60 miles east of LA, by the end of 2022. So, the available pool of workers is based on characteristics like income levels and a household's proximity to the current or planned Amazon facilities. So what they're basically doing is they're looking at people who could work an Amazon job, as in they haven't they're not working other careers with like higher pay. People who could work an Amazon job that are in an area where Amazon is hiring, that Amazon is eligible to hire. So they're not going to include like children or felons or people who have been fired from Amazon already. You know, just the available workers. Amazon is chewing through the local populations of available workers so quickly that they will eventually reach a point that they have no one left to hire. That's a big oof. Amazon spokesperson Rena Lunak didn't refute the contents of the internal report, but declined to comment on it. So yeah. So Amazon is growing so fast and is hiring so many people, and people are leaving Amazon so much that there's just not enough people to work at the company anymore. They've just gone through that many people. That's wild. Yeah. Part of Amazon's turnover issue relates to how some employees view working in a warehouse as a brief pit stop on the way to better things. But some workers have long complained of stresses unique to Amazon's workplace, from the pace repetition of the job to unrelenting computerized surveillance of the workers, compared to the high injury rates. Yeah, so Amazon has done some kind of shitty stuff, but it's important to notice that most people will always view this sort of work as transitory, you know? Which is one of the big reasons why communists are really fucking dumb. They're like, oh man, every workplace needs to be worker owned, all right? We need that market socialism, guys. Don't you want to be able to vote on policies that work? No, I don't. No. You know what I want to do? When I was working like shitty jobs like this, where I knew that I was like going back to school in a few months, or I knew that I was like building up the channel, so I was gonna eventually leave and you know, I was gonna take the leap and like try to live on the channel full time. When I knew that I was aiming for better things, I didn't care about the quality of the workplace. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go into the work, put my head down, do the work, punch in, punch out, get paid, and get the fuck out. I wasn't there to make friends. I wasn't there to build any kind of long-term relationships. I wasn't there. I met Naomi at the job, but that was just a fluke. I wasn't there to do that. I was there to get paid and get out and work on what I really wanted to work on the side. I was there to fund the side hustle. I didn't care about like, oh, you need to build a career here. No, I don't. No, I'm getting the fuck out. There are so many people who think that because they stopped advancing in their careers, they should still be rewarded as if they had moved up the chain. And it's like, no, you got to work, you got to hustle, you know? You know, when people say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, out of here. I'm not going to be here, man. I'm going to be doing something else. And that's how I always viewed these things. I never wanted any sort. I never wanted to get involved in workplace politics. I never wanted to like direct anything happen. I wanted to do my work and get the fuck out. Go home. You know. Let's continue. Oh yeah, this shit. Chinese cartoonists and cosplayers who are spiritually Japanese have been arrested for anti-China extremism. Jesus. Yeah, the video's already down. Holy fuck. It was just like a Chinese Unleashed video or whatever. So if you cosplay as Japanese characters or if you draw manga in China, you're going to jail. Fuck. Fucking hell, dude. Chinese men cosplaying as Japanese World War II soldiers. Holy fuck. Okay, that's like if Jews cosplayed as like German soldiers. That's wild, man. Fucking hell. Spiritually Japanese is a derogatory term for Chinese fans of anime and cosplay. However, the Communist Youth League of China explicitly states that the term, also known as Jingri, refers to Chinese people patronizing Japanese nationalism, particularly the World War II military, and expressing contempt for their own country. Jingri went viral in March 2018 when 2 young people were arrested in Nanjing for cosplaying in Japanese World War II military uniforms. The Chinese foreign minister reportedly described Jingri as scumbags among the Chinese people. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Among those arrested recently is Zhang Dongning, a 22-year-old cartoonist from Anhui who has created more than 300 satirical cartoons depicting Chinese people as pigs. Zhang, who refers to her cartoons as Pigpull, has satirized trends such as the traditional hand culture, the traditional hand couture craze, veterans' demand for unpaid retirement benefits, and tourists' frenzy over a buffet in Thailand. So yeah, this was like a viral picture on the Chinese internet where like Chinese tourists were just like chowing down at a buffet, and so they drew him. She drew him as pigs, and now she's going to jail for it. Fuck, fucking hell, man. If you know what, if she ever gets out of jail, she can come to Canada. She can come live with Naomi and I. She can be a refugee here. Don't worry. We're also very pro-Japanese. We'll have that in common. And I'm not completely thinking of Coomer shit. Only partially. The fresh college graduate especially struck nerves ahead of New Year's Day when she posted a transition to Year of the Pig. Yeah, lots of controversy stuff. Jeez. Fucking hell, man. She was arrested with a 36-year-old collaborator surnamed Lu, who allegedly assisted. Jesus Christ! Allegedly assisted in disseminating her cartoons on social media. Yellow Fever Dev. Well, I mean, I've dated Asian girls before. They're pretty nice. Look at this. That's funny. Her defense attorney says, yeah, so the police have accused her of insulting Chinese people's image, intentionally distorting China historical facts, misrepresenting trending news in China and overseas. Zhang was doing creative work. Cartoonists usually exaggerate to make reality make a point, so hers should be viewed as a form of art. But they're still going to fuck her, I think. Hey, listen. Naomi also has yellow fever, all right? Neither of us would mind. So yeah, this is fucking nuts, dude. This is why I'm very much against, you know, the idea that we should be going after people for humor, like you know, Dankula, for example, getting hit with his charge, because we know what's downstream from that, and it's stuff like this. We don't want to go there. If it's a joke, it should be allowed, no matter what. I don't care if it's a, you know what? I don't care if it's the left making fun of the right, even. I don't care if it's the left making fun of the center. You know, I don't care if it's if like there was that one. Okay, hold on. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. I'll show you what I posted recently. Okay. I posted. Leftoids will say that humor that is designed to offend isn't real humor, but is instead hate speech and should be censored. And then they'll post this. And this is a post where, like, the Pope is marrying a happy Catholic couple. And but then it turns out that the guy's actually a girl. He, like, pulls his hair down and pulls the suit off and has a dress underneath. And it's wife and wife. You just officiate a lesbian wedding. Suck my fat trans girl cock, Pope Benedict the whatever. And they run away laughing. He. And the whole point of this is to offend Catholics. And that's fine. Because if the joke is to be offensive, that's still comedy. So this is allowed. This is fine. But so is racist humor and sexist humor and transphobic humor. So are edgy slurs. So are puns. All humor is fine. If you don't like it, don't consume it. But you can't say that this is fine and then freak out when someone decides to make a 41% joke at the expense of this character or something. You can't fucking do that. All of it should be allowed. All of it. That's just mean. That's a lame joke. You don't have to like it. Just don't consume it. But if it's a joke, it should be allowed. Period. Period. It's not funny. It's cringe. It's like feminist jokes like She-Hulk. Yeah, fine. If you don't like it, don't consume it. We can say, haha, this is cringe. Look how fucking stupid these jokes are. But you can't censor them. That's the point. You can't censor them. Because we don't want them to censor us. So you can't. Vlogger dies after consuming geckos and centipedes on live TV. What the fuck? What are people doing just trying to fucking, like, there are things I'll do to get views, but I'm not going to go this fucking far. Sun was a YouTuber on the Chinese live streaming website Douyu. He had taken to spinning a wheel marked with various bugs, foods, and drinks, and then swallowing whatever the wheel landed on, live on camera as a way of gaining followers. According to the Daily Mail, the wheel contained geckos, mealworms, vinegar, eggs, centipedes, beer, and distilled whiskey. He was said to consume live geckos and insects. The 35-year-old man was discovered unconscious and without vital signs while his PC was still streaming. He apparently broadcast himself eating deadly centipedes 2 days earlier. His belongings, including the wheel and the culinary items used in the movies, were discovered in the same room as him. His videos were then taken from the streaming service. Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck? A man trekking up to the Devil's Tea Table in the Missouri Ozarks was bitten by a large desert centipede and was forced to seek medical treatment after swelling in his arm became as big as his face. Meanwhile, a Thai woman in 2013 died from acute swelling and discomfort caused by a bite from a Chinese red-headed centipede. Are centipedes this fucking dangerous? Bites from the golden head centipede, which can take down mice up to 15 times their own size in 30 seconds, can cause agonizing pain. Jesus. Holy fuck. A man from Australia died recently after eating a gecko on a dare, acquiring severe salmonella, and dying 10 days later during surgery for major organ failure. Holy fuck. Look at this dude. Darwin's smiling somewhere. Back when websites still had comments. Fuck. That's wild, man. Male blood donor who refused to say if he was pregnant was turned away. Leslie Sinclair said it was unnecessary for him to answer a question on a form asking if he was pregnant, as he is a man in his 60s. Yeah, I guess even if you were, say, a trans man, if you're in your 60s, you can't get pregnant anymore. A male blood donor was turned away after refusing to indicate if he was pregnant. Leslie Sinclair, 66, who is a retired driver for an engineering company, is a committed donor who has given 125 pints of blood in the last 5 decades. However, on his most recent trip to the Albert Halls Clinic in Stirling, Scotland, he was barred from donating after he said it was unnecessary for him to answer a question on a form asking if he was pregnant, as he is a man in his 60s. Staff at the clinic said they could not accept his blood unless he provided a response, arguing that it is not always clear if someone is pregnant and the policy in place is to promote inclusiveness. Pregnant women or those with a baby which is not yet 6 months old are not allowed to give blood. The father of 2 said he's been giving blood since he was 18, never had any issues before. There's always a form to fill, and that's fine. They tend to ask about medical conditions or diseases, and clearly that's because the blood needs to be safe. This time around, it's a question I hadn't seen before. Are you pregnant, or have you been in the last 6 months? Which required a yes or no answer. It is nonsensical, and it makes me angry because there are vulnerable people waiting for blood, including children in desperate need of help. But they've been denied my blood because of the obligation to answer a question that can't possibly be answered. What do you mean? You can just say no. Like, you could literally just say, are you pregnant? I mean, no. Like, yeah, the form's dumb, but you're also being a little bit dumb too. You could just say no. It's not a big deal. Inclusive of relevant question, yeah. Should have said yes, just Giga Chad, yes. Actually, that reminds me, hold on. That reminds me of another thing that recently fucking happened. Let's see if I can find it. Check this out, guys. NBA legend Magic Johnson has been donating to the Red Cross in order to help supply hospitals with blood during the COVID-19 pandemic. You guys see the problem with this? Why? Why is Magic Johnson... Why is Magic Johnson donating blood, considering that he has fucking AIDS? As Rich would say, AIDS! What the fuck, dude? Alright. Oh, yeah. So, Burger King Austria made plant-based burgers the default standard for burgers. While meat eating is often the norm in many countries, there is a large wave of people who are looking beyond the norm to become more climate conscious. Not only are they choosing veganism, but their choice to follow a plant-based diet is positively impacting the lives of several voiceless creatures globally. All right, so here's Burger King's new campaign. The brand hosted a trial at the restaurant in Austria, where the consumers had to voice their request for burgers with meat. They did this by ensuring that the regular variant of every sandwich was dished up with a vegan patty. Then the people who craved meat in their sandwich had to specifically request it. So when people went to order, the staff at the outlet would probe them on whether they required their burgers finished as standard or with meat. So the question asked is, do you want a normal burger or do you want a burger with meat? It's like, well, the campaign that presented meat-free as the standard ignited a debate on whether eating meat was really necessary. In fact, a YouTube video based on the stunt had people responding positively and negatively to the system. Well, yeah, the point is that normal should be what most people do, and most people eat meat. So normal should be with meat, and then you should have without meat. But they're making normal without meat because it's an ideological push. It's not what's actually normal. Yep, so you have normal burger and meat burger. Which one do you want? I mean, I'll still go in there and be like, give me the meat, baby. Yes. I don't give a fuck. But still, it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Let's go. Nintendo's big piracy case is a very sad story. There's a human element to these stories that are rarely seen by the public. Wait, I think I covered this already. Fuck. Yeah, this is about hacking chips. Yeah, I did this on a previous one. Shit. Oh well. Watch Strange New Worlds showrunner says the series pitch was, what if we just did Star Trek? So, y'all know that Star Trek's been garbage? Been hyper garbage recently? Mega garbage? Discovery has gone from absolute fucking dog shit to just below mediocre. Meanwhile, Picard has been nothing but absolute fucking dog shit. However, I watched through Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and it's actually not bad. For real. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a show where the quality is about on par with your average episode of Star Trek Voyager. Now, Voyager isn't considered like a good Star Trek, but it's still considered authentic Star Trek, you know? And it follows that formula of like every day there's a new plot that happens and it wraps up by the end of the episode. There's no big long epic thing where the entire galaxy is at stake. They're doing daily missions and it works really well. The setting of the story is that it's on the original Enterprise back when Spock was a young lieutenant and it was Captain Christopher Pike in the chair. So Kirk is not old enough yet to be Captain James Kirk. He's not a captain yet. He's too young. And you have like a young cadet Uhura. You've got like a young Nurse Chapel, and they did a normal Star Trek show where it's just, every episode they go to a planet and there's a new problem and they solve the problem by the end of the episode, and then the next show they go to another one. It's actually okay. It's actually not a bad show. And I was pleasantly surprised. I would say if you like old Star Trek, go watch Strange New Worlds. It's actually not bad. It's actually not like the first 5 minutes they have to pay homage to Discovery because it's a direct sequel to Discovery season 2 specifically. But after that, after they tie that little bow, they just go off on their own adventure and it's completely fine. Over the weekend, Star Trek Strange New Worlds was honored by the Hollywood Critics Association with a special award, and executive producer Henry Alonzo Myers was there to accept, where he discussed how the show honors the legacy of Star Trek. The Star Trek universe was also nominated for a couple of HCA awards. It didn't pick up any wins. Okay. The HCA Legacy Award was bestowed on Strange New Worlds for being able to take on a beloved property without relying on nostalgia. The series was singled out for being a respectful tribute to the past while modernizing it in a fun and meaningful way, delighting original fans and a new generation of devotees. So here's what the producer said. This award belongs to everyone, but it also belongs to Gene Roddenberry because it's his legacy that this award is really all about, as well as the legacy of many talented people who work with him, like Nichelle Nichols, who we just lost a couple weeks ago. In the first pitch document that we sent to the network, we opened with a question asking, "What if we just did Star Trek?" So, we're on the 5th new Trek show, right? We had Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Prodigy, and now we're on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. 5 fucking shows in, and somebody has the brainiac idea, why don't we just do Star Trek? Yeah, why didn't you think of that 5 years ago, you fucking... Okay, Jesus. And then they said, okay. Every day in the writer's room, we try to imagine how would Gene Roddenberry and his team make the original series if they were doing it today. That's what they did. They made the original series as if it was done today. They would use state-of-the-art visual effects, they would ask questions that deal with politics, they would approach character thoughtfully like we expect from the best dramas, but more importantly, they would tell stories about the future that give us hope that there will be a good future to look forward to. That's the thing. Star Trek Picard, the future is shit. In Star Trek Picard, it's just like hopelessness, the future. In Discovery, it's hopelessness. This actually is a bright future where they're like, yeah, we're going to get better. Things are going to be okay. Like, it's a positive spin on, oh my God. Imagine having to spend 5 hard, long years of thinking and trial and error to discover how to make a Star Trek show. And what you come up with is, we should just make it like the old one. Fuck, dude. Anyway, legitimately, Strange New Worlds is actually a good show. If you like the old Star Treks, you can skip all the other garbage, but Strange New Worlds is actually good. It's actually quite fun. A Norwegian feminist is facing heavy prison time for claiming that males cannot be lesbians. Oof. This is Reclaim the Net. Can I go over here and see it? Let's find the original. Oh, it's from a tweet. Okay. Faces 3 years in prison because biological males can't be lesbians. Our Norwegian feminist is being investigated by the police for refuting the claims of a trans activist that a biological male can be a lesbian. Christina Ellingsen of the global feminist organization Women's Declaration International criticized Norway's trans activism group, FRI, last October for telling kids that biological males can be lesbians. You know, that was always a joke, like in high school. There was always dudes running around, like very clearly like cis, straight dudes running around saying, I'm a lesbian, because lesbians are people who like girls, right? And it's like, haha, I get it. But now here we are. Why does FRI teach young people that males can be lesbians? Isn't that conversion therapy? Jesus, that's spicy. Another tweet, Ellingsen blasted FRI's advisor, Christine Gentoff, for identifying as a lesbian despite being a biological male. Gentoff, who is male and an advisor in the FRI, presents himself as a lesbian. That's how bonkers the organization, which supposedly works to protect young lesbians' interest, is. How does it help young lesbians when males claim to be a lesbian too? I know that there is a problem right now, because like clearly you can have transbians, right? Where you have like trans women who are interested in either only other trans women or they're interested in cis women, and that's like transbians. But I'm fine with transbian being a thing that is separate from lesbian. That's fine, whatever. But like, you have, for example, like lesbian dating apps that are just filled with trans women, and there's like, and all the cis women who are lesbians are like, I don't want this. I don't want a penis. I would like to jam clams with another chick, you know. And so they end up getting like driven off their own dating apps, and it's like, Jesus. You may need like just a biological female app at this point or something. Amnesty International is also accusing Ellingsen of harassment for saying that Gentoff is a man on national television. You're a man, you cannot be a mother. To normalize the idea that men can be mothers is a defined form of discrimination against women. Of course, Norway expanded their hate crime laws to include gender identity, making criticizing gender ideology a crime. If charged, she faces a prison sentence of 3 years. So even if you think that this is like hateful or mean, or even if you like you accept trans women identities, should you go to jail for 3 years for this? No, obviously not. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, you can disagree with this person's views, but them going to jail, that's way too fucking far. Way too fucking far. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. This should not be happening. Police are investigating her for campaigning for women's rights and adding that to certain groups, the fact that women and girls are female and that men cannot be women, girls, mothers, or lesbians is considered hateful. The fact that police are legally able to investigate and persecute women who engage in women's rights is concerning. This is new territory in Norway, so the outcome of the investigation is important, both if the case is dismissed and if it leads to trial. So, I don't really like the TERFs too much. I think they're probably. I think even when they're correct, they're probably too abrasive to really be effective. But nonetheless, should you go to jail for this? No. No. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. %, of new IRS revenue will come from small businesses earning under $200,000. So, those of you who wonder why I'm not moving SFO to the United States, here's a new reason. My account is not SFO Secretary. I'll put it in the chat. Small business owners may soon be in for a lengthy and expensive battle with the IRS. A key provision in the Inflation Reduction Act, which throws an extra $80 billion to the IRS to improve the agency's collection of unreported income, will end up targeting small business owners because fuck me, right? You know what's funny? The more that I've examined some socialists' rhetoric, they hate small business owners more than they hate large business owners. Like, they'll go after the mom and pop shop before they go after, Jeff Bezos. And here's why. What they want to do is they want that controlled, planned economy, right? They don't want you. They don't want you to be free of the system. They want you to. They want you to be plugged into the system, and then they want you to have your say. So they want the democracy. But then after everyone's voted and after you've had your say, they then want you to comply with the system. So they're okay with large businesses because they view themselves as nationalizing them. But if someone is a small business person and they're off doing their own thing, they like now you have to go around and nationalize a bunch of small businesses. It's easy to someone who's already engaged in the system as a worker. It's easy to kind of control them once you've nationalized that business. But someone who's not engaged with a big system, they've built their own small system, they're actually a threat. So I think that's why socialists always go after the small businessman before they even go after anybody who's a large businessman. But that's an idea that it's only kind of at the edge of my thinking right now. And I might do a video on it, but I need to really refine it first. I need to do some more reading, and some more thinking on it. But yeah. So 78% and 90% of the estimated additional $200 billion the IRS will collect will come from small businesses making less than $200,000 a year. Just 4 to 9% would come from businesses making north of $500,000 a year. Meaning the legislation is in sharp contrast to President Biden's longstanding claim that he wouldn't raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000. The IRS will have to target small and medium businesses because they won't fight back. We've seen this play out before. The IRS says we're going after the rich. When you're trying to raise that much money, the rich can only get you so far. So yeah, there's this funny paradigm right now where all the things that everyone said Trump was going to do, for all the like, Trump wasn't perfect. He did some bad stuff too. But for all the things that everyone said Trump was going to do, Biden's doing a lot of it. And it's like, wow, okay. Fucking hell. Going after the lower and middle class can actually be more lucrative. The rich have their lawyers and they can fight it. That's why the poor are easier to go after. The IRS's audits will be far more painful and costly for small business owners, even those who think they're filing their taxes correctly. Most small businesses aren't doing anything wrong. We don't make the tax code simple, and the complicated tax code makes it difficult for small business owners to comply with all the requirements. Even if small business owners get everything right, they may still be faced with a headache since part of the IRS expansion will involve sending out more notices and letters to businesses. For individual contractors or small businesses, an IRS letter that they owe money or make an error, and the taxes can put them underwater. Anytime you get an IRS letter, it could take months or years to get it settled. We're talking many thousands of dollars to address. Large companies have constant reviews and lawyers going through everything. Small businesses don't have the resources to fight back in the way. Fucking hell, dude. This is fucking wild. I'm gonna stay in Canada. Thanks very much, guys, for all the problems that Canada has. We don't have these problems yet. The approach here is to double the IRS workforce, take the leash off, and see how much they can collect. I think they'll collect it, but it'll be quite painful. Yeah, if you want, this might be one of the ways that Biden loses, or the Democrats lose in the coming elections, because this can be actually quite painful. Yeah. Here's the headliner. OnlyFans star. I'm going to refresh this. OnlyFans star claims she had sex with Meta workers to resolve her Instagram ban. An OnlyFans creator who was there she is. An OnlyFans creator who was blocked on Instagram claims to have devised a salacious way to get her account restored by having sex with Meta employees, formerly known as Facebook. The amateur pornographer known as Kitty Lixo on Instagram dropped the scandalous allegation on the No Jumper podcast. All you have to do is have someone who really likes you. The Skinfluencer explained in the segment. Here's how to get your Instagram back if it gets deleted. She slept with multiple Meta workers after her Instagram account got shut down like 3 or 4 times. It's unclear what she had been flagged for, but the adult entertainer frequently linked her OnlyFans account on the page. Advertising porn sites is prohibited under Meta's community guidelines. Step bro wanted. Jesus. That's I mean, she's cute, but fuck. I wouldn't. I would reject. That's pretty fucking foul. The first time I got my Instagram shut down, one of my friends works at Instagram. He's a guy friend, so I started sleeping with him to have him get my Instagram account back, and he did, which was really nice of him. The inside guy subsequently informed her what the review process is like when you get your Instagram account shut down. He told me that the integrity department is up for reviews. Oh, let's hear the process. I don't care about the pictures. Tell me the fucking process. Armed with this info, Lexo went to the social media middleman's LinkedIn to look up any connections in the integrity department. After messaging the moderators failed, the sleuthing influencer decided to find them on Instagram instead. I contacted them on Instagram through my backup and still slutty account. We met up, and I fucked them a couple times, and I was able to get my account back like 2 or 3 times. Fucking hell. Jesus. Every time they put in another review, it gets into a different person. In order to get the account back, if they deny you the first time, basically what a person has to do is keep trying, keep putting in reviews. The goal is to get someone to like you, and perhaps they'll rally for you and get your account back. If the person doesn't like your face or doesn't care or is too lazy to really review your case, they'll just close it and stick to their decision. Fucking hell. Based. What, are you just saying based because I'm scrolling by yelling I don't care about the fucking pictures? Giga Chad. Alright. Brett Kavanaugh, assassination suspect, said he was a sissy slave and a trans gamer girl named Sophie in online posts. And he asked how to take out high-value targets. Okay, so you got... you got a dude who wants to kill Brett Kavanaugh, and he's watching too much sissy hypno, and he's probably riding on a dildo and wearing a chastity cage or something. All right, let's see what's going on in this one. The California man accused of attempting to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh identified himself as a sissy slave and a trans gamer girl named Sophie. Nicholas John Rosk, 26, was arrested on June 8th near the home of Kavanaugh. He was caught carrying a black tactical chest rig, a tactical knife, a Glock 17 pistol with 2 magazines and ammunition, a thermal monocular pepper spray, zip ties, a hammer, screwdriver, nail punch, crowbar, and duct tape. Jesus, he was ready to fucking go. He faces federal charges of attempting to murder a U.S. Supreme Court justice. The FBI affidavit filed in support of an application for a search warrant request allegedly revealed the social media accounts of this guy. The usernames for his profiles on Reddit, Google, and Discord were reportedly exposed. Under the Reddit username American Nick, Rosk allegedly posted several messages attempting to garner companionship with a female and explore his kinks while identifying as transgender. In this particular high-profile attempted murder case, an FBI special agent identified several Reddit accounts Rosk opened in recent years, one of which the suspect used to embrace his transsexual femme and submissive sissy slave persona. He said, "Hi, my name is Sophie." It's archived. Is this... Hold on. I don't want to fucking pull up any porn here. I want to see some of this shit. Personal ads. Search of... Jesus. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I don't want to fucking destroy... Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, here we go. Nothing's actually sexual. Well, like not pictures anyway. Okay. 25 PST looking for some friends for fun-focused gaming. My name is Sophie. I play... Fuck. I play a lot of games in PC. COVID giving me a lot of free time. Okay, dude. 23 sissy slave seeking a dom in R4R Seattle. Well, Vosh lives in Seattle. Go fucking deal it with him. New to Seattle and looking for a play partner. Looking for up to age 34. Jesus Christ. I'm willing to explore most kinks except for heavy pain and toilet. Fucking hell. 25 trans girl seeking movie buddy. Okay. 25 trans girl looking for their girl gamers to chill. VC play sessions. Okay. Seeking movie buddy. Okay. 24 US seeking sissy seeking dom/sissy for online training. I would like to be a better sissy, but I'm such a dumb slut I can't do it by myself. I am seeking a mistress or experienced sissy to help train me. I am seeking another girl for play and friendship. I have done a lot of research and have some experience being both a sub and a dom. I enjoy both. I have many kinks and only a few limits. I am seeking a daddy to have complete sexual control over me. I am looking for a daddy to control my sexual life. Tell how long I have to be in chastity for and what I'm allowed to do when you let me out. Give me specific tasks to do while I'm locked up or daily tasks. But Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, dude. This is a bit much, isn't it? Hold on. So this is the guy in question. This is the guy who wants to be in chastity and have a daddy control him. And he tried to murder Brett Kavanaugh. Fuck. All right. All right. So he has a lot of... He is a pro-abortion extremist, and he wants to assassinate the pro-life Justice Kavanaugh. He wanted to abort every single baby, ever. I think that something as significant as consciousness should not be imposed no matter what, without consent. And as a non-conscious person cannot give consent, being born is inherently done without consent. In addition, as a negative utilitarian, I wish for suffering to be reduced as much as possible. If abortion were mandatory for pregnant women, no new people would be born, and thus no new people would experience suffering. If no new people are born, humanity would end, and thus human suffering will end. I'm aware of how radical this view is, but I do hold it sincerely. This is like the JRPG antagonist, like Kefka or Seymour or something. It's like, I will save humanity by killing everyone. He also posted on r/late stage capitalism. He's anti-capitalist, of course, etc. America hates black people more than it loves guns. Jesus Christ. He wanted to get a Kevlar vest and tactical gear. How difficult is it to covertly take out a high-value target? Fucking hell. What would likely happen if the current Supreme Court remains? What would change if the Democrats got a majority? So yeah, he wanted to kill Brett Kavanaugh. What a fucking weirdo, dude. Jesus. All right. This is an older meme, but it's going to check out. Are you looking for a book to help resist Trump? Try this gay immigrant Muslim furry romance. This is from 2017, so it's old. But look at all the fucking laughs. Like, everyone is just... Like, how dumb? How dumb is this? You guys remember this shit? Now, this had such a fucking awful backlash, even back then, that if you click on this, I think it's deleted. Become a furry to own Trump. It is old, yes. But see, the link doesn't work anymore. It's down. But I did save a copy. We have it backed up. How can literature resist Islamophobia? One writer answers, gay Muslim furry romance. Kyle Gold's new novel may lie at the most unlikely intersection in literary history. A gay immigrant Muslim romance involving furries. I wrote this book in part as a response to the wave of Islamophobia in this country now. The Time He Desires is the story of Aziz, a cheetah in a faltering heterosexual marriage who explores the boundaries of his sexuality with the help of a gay fox. Aziz, the cheetah, he's a Sudanese immigrant, and he engages in a struggle with his desires that will be familiar to queer readers. Wow. What the fuck, dude? One of the themes of my stories from very early on has been conflict between people who realize they're gay and that society has problems with sexuality. I know that Islam is also not necessarily tolerant towards homosexuality. I also don't understand much about Islam, other than it's a religion that hundreds of millions of people follow. Wow. Wow. This is honestly just like fluff bullshit promoting the book. But also look, in the article itself, if you control F Trump, there's no Trump. So this tweet literally just, because this was right after the election, resist Trump was trending. So they just slapped it in there. Looking for a book to help resist Trump? Try this gay immigrant Muslim furry romance. Hold on. I'm going to take this. Do I have Discord open? Where is it? Okay. I'm posting this to Sargon. I want to see what he says when he sees that. Try this gay immigrant Muslim furry romance to resist Trump. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even want to be around anymore. Speaking of Amazon and mass shootings, we can put that peanut butter and that chocolate together right now. Texas teen arrested for plotting mass shooting at Amazon warehouse. Holy fuck. Police in San Antonio, Texas have arrested a 19-year-old Amazon warehouse employee for allegedly threatening to carry out a mass shooting at his workplace. Rodolfo Aceves was taken into custody last Monday on a charge of terroristic threat causing fear, which is a third-degree felony, punishable up to 10 years in prison. He was arrested after investigators received a tip and interviewed several of his co-workers at the Amazon delivery station on Seuss Vide Way, which reported allegedly hearing the teen threatening to shoot it up. Detectives were immediately notified and acquired credible information to believe the suspect's comments were taken as a legitimate potential mass shooting threat. Cops were able to quickly track him down at a different location and detain him without incident. Police also revealed they seized an AR-15. Three days before his arrest, a fire alarm went off at the Amazon warehouse. As staffers were filing into the building, a coworker said that the 19-year-old told her it would be a good idea to pull the fire alarm and have all employees exit the building and to commit a mass shooting. Jesus. The same coworker said that while she was giving him a ride, he talked about wanting to shoot up a school and referred to the gunman who killed 19 children and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas, a month earlier as his idol. His father said that his son has struggled with mental illness in the past and he was institutionalized at age 16. Oh, that sucks. I mean, I guess it's better that he got caught before he did it, eh? Fuck. An AI-generated manifesto. Fucking hell. Oh, yes. To end it off before I go back and read all the super chats, the final article for the day. Did you guys like my vabbing video? Did you guys like the vabbing from 2 days ago? The vabbing video? on Friday? Any of you know a chick who vabs? Did any of you laugh at the vabbing video? Did any of you, let's say, consider it disgusting? Well, if you did. The disgust over vabbing is just another way to demonize women's bodies. If you don't like vabbing, you're a bigot. I'm just watching the chat fly by. It's Vaborbin time. Oh shit! I have to archive this to actually get it. Okay, give me a second. As a new social media trend emerges, encouraging women to use their bodily fluids as a fragrance in order to attract the opposite sex, let's see what it says about society's obsession with women's bodies. Are you a bigot? Are you just demonizing women's bodies for not wanting to sniff the pussy juice? Oh god. Look at this fucking subtitle. Let's unpack that. Jesus. Another day, another bizarre thing women need to do with their vagina. If it's not steaming the poor thing, it's hoisting a jade egg inside of this. You don't gotta do this shit. Just shower. Just be normal. Fuck, you don't gotta do any of this. Or spending unnecessary amounts of money on an overpriced douching product, not realizing that vaginas are in fact self-cleansing, and possibly giving yourself an infection in the process. Maybe you've even tried putting a clove of garlic up there, or a sprig of parsley. Why you do this stuff? You're so dumb. Hold on to your herbs. There's something new for you to try. Vabbing. Yeah. We already know what vabbing is. You watched my video last time. In one of the first videos detailing the trend, TikTok user and influencer Mandy Lee hailed vabbing as the latest dating hack for women, purporting that it helped her to land dates. I swear if you vab, you will attract people like a date or a one-night stand. Or always get free drinks all night. She deleted that video, by the way. I had to go hunting it down to get it. She deleted it. In another video with more than 50,000 views, posted by a user who goes by Pale Moon, one woman recalls a date with a man who couldn't keep his hands off of her, but I kind of understood, because I was doing an experiment that night. I decided to use my coochie juice as, like, perfume. Perfume. Alright. Like with all TikTok trends, it's hard to pinpoint exactly when or how this began. Some people have traced it back to a podcast from 2018. I think this is the podcast that I actually looked up. Yep, I looked this one up for the video. Also, this book, Shan Budram's 2019 book, The Game of Desire. I found her video on it for my video. If the chemicals secreted by the vagina are used as perfume, then it will attract anyone traditionally attracted to women's vulvas. The science behind this is questionable. Yes, it is. So yeah, the vabbing, take vagina juice, put it behind your ears, put it on your wrist, put it on your neck, put it where women put perfume, and you'll attract men. It's fucking gross. It's fucking gross. You do not need clam sauce to do this shit. Bodily secretions and vaginal fluids contain pheromones that can convey a range of information about a person, including their genetic makeup. In the animal kingdom, different pheromones can do different things, such as incite a behavioral response. Yep. One 2012 review described previous studies as weak because they were not controlled. Some psychologists have said that human pheromones don't even exist. This is all just scientific gobbledygook. However, there's something darker at play. Ostensibly, vabbing may seem like an empowering, possibly even feminist trend. That's why feminism is garbage. One that celebrates women and rewrites years of social and sexual shame around the female body. At least that's how it's been framed by some, like one writer who claimed that vabbing for 1 week made her feel like a sexy feral god. No thank you. Currently, all the most viewed #vabbing videos are characterized by a sense of disgust and repulsion. That's because it's gross, and it's not misogynistic to be grossed out by this stuff. As opposed to endorsing the trend, the majority of people are criticizing it, and as a result, perpetuating the view that vaginas and their apparent scent are disgusting. That's because genitals generally are disgusting. That's the point. That's why we cover them up most of the time. We don't want to see random people's genitals. We don't want to smell random people's genitals. Even when you go to fuck someone that you like, you kind of want to be clean first. You want to shower up. You want to make it nice. You know, yes. Perpetuating the view that vaginas and their apparent scent are disgusting. Yes, that is a view that should be perpetuated because it's true. Fucking hell. And of course, this is the descriptions of videos. Some people really hate vaginas. In a similar way to the aforementioned vaginal cleansing and steaming trends, they tap into this idea that vagina is a problem that needs to be fixed. With this in mind, vabbing doesn't seem like much of a trend at all, but rather a smear campaign against women's bodies. Well, then don't fucking vab, dude! Oh, God. Listen, okay. The NHS Go website states that it's completely normal for vaginas to have a scent. Vaginal odor can change at different times of the reproductive cycle and shouldn't always be thought of as being a sign of infection or illness. Okay, fair enough. If you have a sight, even if after you shower and you're not sick or anything else, you have a slight vaginal smell, it's probably normal. You probably can't smell it unless your nose is right inside the vagina, so who cares? But that's not the same as putting your pussy juice all over your fucking body so that other people the other people out in public can smell it. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Remember Gwyneth Paltrow's infamous candle that stated, "This smells like my vagina"? Of course you do. That's ridiculous. Anyway. The question isn't to vab or not to vab, but rather, how much longer will women have to wait until their bodies are accepted as they are? Well, you know what? Your bodies are accepted as they are. But if you vab, that's not as they are. That is in fact a problem if you vab. Vabbing is making them something new and something that is fucking gross. Okay? Okay. Fuck, I hate the fucking constant play, the constant crying towards being some kind of a victim. You're not a fucking victim. Stop wiping all of your fucking mucus everywhere. All right. Let's see the super chats, my friends. Thanks for sticking with me the whole time. And thank you for all the super chat support. I will go read them right now. Jasso Habits for $5. Thank you. I'm going to start a trend called Coomlone, where men use semen as cologne. Jesus Christ. Jasso Habits for $5. He tried to kill Brett Kavanaugh? I haven't heard about this yet. He must have done a crap job at trying. Typical, the left can't meme or assassinate. Donald Dubbe for £10. Thank you. What you said about the Scottish blood donor reminded me. Here in Scotland, organ donation is opt-out, not opt-in. So the NH de facto owns your organs. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Frankly, I don't care about that too much. If it's opt-out or opt-in, it's like, yeah, whatever, you know? At that point, you're dead. And if it matters to you what happens after you die, you should probably just fill the form out, you know? I understand your point that like it probably should be opt-in, but it's like a low priority issue in my opinion. That Rift person, $5. Voyager is okay. It gets bashed up, but it has some great episodes like Timeless, Lifeline, and The Thaw. It also has that one dude where they go past warp 10 and they turn into salamanders. The Rift person, generic for $5. The Earth will be a barren wasteland before I give up eating meat. Giga Chad. Yes. Patrick Sloan, $5. And as he's choking on a centipede, the stick bug music plays. Thanks, dude. Shaker Silver for $2. Weeb's officially banned in China. Only China may. Thanks, man. Joseph Fazio for $2. They won't sacrifice profit to keep people there. Yeah, Amazon's kind of shitty like that. Generic for $2. Amazon continuous cloning employee program. Mr. Personality for $5. Amazon will give you a lifetime ban for misgendering people. Will they actually? I don't know, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not sure. Mad Stork, 91 for $5. 18 years old for elective surgery. 18 years old plus 6 months of weekly counseling with blood work monthly for checking hormones. Okay, that's just like a reasonable length. You know, that's the thing. Like, we got into the argument earlier, chat, about the whole Boston Children's Hospital thing, but at the end of the day, I was correct. See Thomas Peasant for $5. At the end of the day, on the trans issue, I just want these people to stop trying to push this stuff on children and being shady about their intent. Yep, that's completely reasonable as well. I completely agree. Pickle here's the thing. Not all of them are doing it, but the ones who are, I agree. Yes. Pickle on a stick, $1. Thank you. Der Lamager for $10. This is when you mentioned the wording change in the receipts. Yeah. I mean, I think we got to the bottom of it though, but thank you for the $10. Crack Bandicoot for $5. I was told that the FTM transition surgery was called a strapedictomy. I get the joke. Yes, we are live, Tiro, but we're almost done. Bing Chilling 24, $5. How likely is it that vabbing is just a CCP TikTok psyop to demoralize U.S. culture? Like how the CCP groups women groups to hold peace protests. It's not. And the reason I know it's not is because vabbing was a thing 20 years ago. I remember it very distinctly in high school. It's just coming back around and becoming a thing again. Will LaCroix for $5. This is Death Threat by Snoo Snoo. Okay. Fucking Snoo Snoo. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Momo, we're in the same boat. I'm also against the trans surgery for minors debate. Yes. But the initial Libs of TikTok comment that they are providing gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls, that was at the end of the day, that was a false statement by Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok was factually wrong. We went down the rabbit hole. We found the original source. We found what they do. We discovered it. They were wrong. You know, there are some good things Libs of TikTok does, but they are not perfect, and they are also very, very partisan. If you want to get to if you want to get the truth, you can't simply just trust them. It's not going to work. Jasso Havens for $5. If they only provide bugs and soy for meat, I'll become the best cannibal around. I'm fine with some vegetarian substitution, but screw bug eating. Fair enough. I've eaten bugs before. They're not great. I tried it a long time ago. Connor Rice for $5. Compare the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo to the Token Cough. It really is a troll. Buying and selling apes. What's the Token Cough? Let's see. I'm going to Google search this word. What the fuck is a Token Cough? A German word for skull and crossbones symbol. Bored Ape Token Cough. Why do people think that the Token Cough is similar to the Bored Ape thing? I don't think that that's a real thing, dude. The 17. Okay, here is what was incorrect in the end. I'll go back and look at it again. Okay, so Libs of TikTok said, Boston Children's Hospital is now offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls. So hysterectomy is when you have a female and you remove the uterus and you remove the cervix as part of making them into a trans man. Okay? Now, what when you guys say, what was wrong, Dev? It was 17. Here's what 17 was. Patients only 17 years old can obtain a vaginoplasty, but Dr. Oren Ganor is slightly flexible when it comes to age of male seeking genital surgery. So this is wrong. This is bad. It shouldn't be happening. This guy's at fault, this doctor. But he's not talking about a hysterectomy. He's not talking about taking a biological female and removing the reproductive organs as part of becoming a trans man. He's talking about a biological male and removing part of his reproductive organs to become a trans woman. So it's actually a different. So if Libs of TikTok says that Boston Children's Hospital is offering gender-affirming surgery for, let's say, young men. That would be a true statement. But here's the thing. They got this wrong. They got this wrong. It was too vague for you to say wrong. No, that's exactly why it's wrong. 17 is a minor, minor is young girl. Yes, but the 17 was for male patients, not female ones. Jesus. Here's the statement on female patients. For phalloplasty, creation of a pseudopenis, and metoidoplasty, creation of a pseudopenis from resistant genital tissues, they ask that you be at least 18 years old per WPATH guidelines. There you go. It's not 17 for what we're talking about here. Here, I'll bring this back in for a second. It's not 17 for what we're talking about here in the Libs of TikTok. It's 18. So therefore, this is wrong. This is wrong. It is factually wrong. 18, no. 18 is adult. You can do whatever you want as an adult. If you think that you should be banned, if you want to ban any sort of transitioning for over 18s, you're fucking retarded. Anyway, I was correct. That's how it is. Giga Chad. That's the end of everything, I think, unless there's more super chats. Let me just refresh it real quick to see. Where is the thingy? I lost it. So she was right. 18 is young. No, that's stupid, Lav. Lav Morris, you're fucking retarded. No. So she was right? No, she wasn't. That's all the supers. So there we go. You're wrong, Devin. Tidge, I swear to fucking God. I'm going to fucking widen your butthole. Okay. It's time to go. There was a chaser. Giga Chad. That is the end of all the things that I've got. The coffee has run dry. The links are all complained. Are all complained out. We've had our fun. It is time for me to go. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later. God, I love you, chat. Even when you're retards, I love you. Listen, drop by again tomorrow. I'll have a video up for you on some topic or another, and I'll probably be playing that indie game that everyone loves right now, Stray, with my girlfriend. So drop in and say hello, okay? I did read your super chat. I am wrong. I went back and read it. You fuck. See y'all at Sitch and Adams. Yeah, see, the main reason that I don't like to do gaming streams on the Sunday evenings is because generally Sitch and Adam are going. And I don't want to be, I don't want to, step on their toes. I like those guys. Plus, sometimes I go on Sitch and Adam, too. Yeah. You are right, screw the chat. Thanks for the $2, dude, right at the end. Play a good game for once? Okay, we're also going to be starting Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo soon, which is an amazing game. We tried OFK, it fucking sucks. Fuck you. I'm getting out of here.